Hey guys, welcome back to Tarot by Cherie. How's everybody doing today? All right, we're going to get started on today's reading and see what messages we have. I hope everybody's having a great start to their day. And let's dive right into this reading. I'm going to move these cards, guys, because I could see right now that you can't really see them. All right, I'm going to move these over for you. Okay. All right, so here we have the High Priestess, which is also a very intuitive spiritual card. Okay, this reading today is what is coming for you in 2026. What is going to be different for you than the past years? All right, so the first thing I'm seeing, the most potent thing that I'm seeing, is you are approaching things in a completely different manner. All right, you're approaching things through your third eye, your intuition. Okay, so where you used to just kind of guess and feel very detached, not really feeling confused when it was time to make a decision. You know, when you were around people, you didn't know what to think of them. You could have went either way. This year is completely different. This year, it's all about your off the charts intuitive gift that was given to you last year. Okay, I want to say. This is something that has grown to the point where it's just a way that you're going to be operating from this day on. Okay, you've been operating with your intuition, and as time goes by, it just intensifies for you. So every decision you're making, every person you're meeting, every choice you make, you are using this intuitive ability. So it's just sort of like a new way of operating. Okay, all right. And then with this adjacent possibilities, this is off the charts, guys. This is awesome. This is, you know, that feeling that I explained to you in a lot of the readings when I tell you a door is going to open. But I also tell you windows are going to open. You know, the meaning is just so powerful that you're going to have doors and windows and all kinds of portals and things opening to you, all kinds of new opportunities, new things you're going to be trying, new things that you're going to be getting involved in. These could be, for some of you, businesses, new businesses you're going to be getting into. This could be creativity. It could be you know, taking on a new painting or something that, you know, needs your creative side, but is also going to make you feel closer to spirit. I know I paint, and when I paint, I'm in another world. It's a total distraction from anything that might be on your mind that's, you know, a little weighty. But also, this card represents letting a lot of that weight go, feeling much lighter in life. You know, when the sun comes shining through your windows in your home, it's just such a beautiful, you know, feeling like your whole house is just lit up with sunshine, right? So that's what this card is reminiscent of. It's just that. It's doors and windows opening, but they are also paths for you. Many paths to choose from. There's been a lot of chatter about, you know, you getting on a new path as of recently, but I'm also seeing powers in you now where, yes, you're on a particular path that is karmic in a sense, but on that path, you also have other opportunities. So, you know, like other paths that are on that path, if you will, that you will be able to choose from. So you will be enjoying different things in your life. You will be taking like you know, you're going to put yourself out there like never before. Things that you would never have done before or tried before, just, with the limiting type of, you know, um, limiting type of thoughts, I can't do that, or I'm not a painter, so I'm not going to paint. I'm not even going to try it. I could never do this or that. Those limiting thoughts are going to leave you now. You're going to be trying all different things, new things. I'm also seeing, with the Chariot here, I'm seeing movement. So people, you are moving into different areas. Again, going down different paths, trying different things. Also with the Chariot, I feel like some of you might be moving. Okay, maybe moving to like a distant land, moving overseas, for different reasons. Some of you have loved ones that you would like to be closer to. Some of you have opportunities at your job or career where you can now spread yourself out and go somewhere that you would be happier or think you'd be happier, a place where you can move, where there's another operation, a branch or something there for you. I just needed a drink, guys. Okay, so yes, just a lot of moving and shaking for the year 2006. There will be no more stagnation, that feeling that we've all been kind of stuck and nothing is changing, nothing is moving, life is just dull. And, in a sense, for me, I felt robotic almost, like, just like, what is that movie called again? The Groundhog Day movie. And you guys have mentioned the same thing in the comments. Things have just been really felt stagnant for us. And if this is you, please comment below the video and let me know that that's exactly how you felt. And moving on, we have the door to personal healing and happiness. So, of course, what I'm getting from this card, as what it is saying, is a lot of healing. All right, there are a lot of new modalities that are already out, guys. Okay, so it might not be, something we have been expecting. It might be something totally different, but kind of does the same thing. So, keep up on this. If those of you who know how to use AI, look this up if you're ill or you have a family member that is ill, and see if there are any facilities in your area. You might be shocked to find and surprised that your insurance company might cover these new healing technologies. And also, I've heard a lot of good things about red light therapy. That's one of them that you can look up. Okay, but I also feel a lot of lightness in this card and happiness. A lot of you are wanting to be in nature. You're wanting to reconnect with the natural things in life. Even though we're going through a hard time right now and we need money to survive, so money is yet very important, there's another side of us that just wants to be spiritual and light. We just want to feel close to nature and, get back to, what is organic. We did this one already. Sorry, guys. Let's go on to the Empress. All right. Now this is that motherly quality, I want to say. This is those of you out there who are empathetic and loving and giving. And I think most of you are just that, okay? We are going through some heavy duty changes. You are going through these changes. Okay, so apart from just wanting to be back to nature, a lot of you are looking to do things with, animals. You want to become that voice for animals. You want to be the voice for children or anybody who is needing protection. Because you have that motherly, protective you know, it's just embedded in you. You are full of empathy and protection and caring, and this is who you are. And people love being around you. They pick up on that. They know that about you, and they just feel safe when they're, in your vicinity. You put off some kind of beautiful energy that makes people feel safe, and so they really enjoy being around you. And I also feel with this card that you are going to find that, men are going to find you hugely attractive in 2026. Okay. They're just going to be drawn to your energy, the way you carry yourself. You carry yourself, um, you have this class about you, this energy that you just know who you are. You have boundaries, and you basically command respect, even though you have that softness that mixes in with that, if that makes sense. Okay, so that mixture of, softness and femininity, and, being strong and having boundaries, being loving and empathetic and giving, that is going to be such a turn on for so many men out there, I want to say. Okay. Or, hopefully, well, I'm not going to go there. You guys, you probably know where I was going to go, but we'll just use significant other. Okay. Because I know that some of you are, to each his own kind of thing. All right. This is also Archangel Metatron, connected to the sixth chakra. Okay, now Archangel Metatron is about protection. He also is a very powerful angel who connects you to spirit. He's kind of like a bridge in between. And I'm definitely feeling that this card is one that is, this angel is acting as a bridge. Okay, a bridge between those of you who are experiencing your awakening and wanting to basically break out of that old paradigm, that old heaviness of the third dimension. You don't want it anymore. You don't want to welcome that into your psyche anymore. You're ready to move on into the fourth and fifth dimensions, and, live that life where you're feeling much happier, much lighter, much less stress on you, and a lot of things coming into play as they are right now to make your life go smoother and easier. Okay? This angel also, if you didn't know, protects God's throne. So deeply connected with him. Okay? And also the overseer of the Akasha records, if you know what that is. So this angel also guards the tree of life. This angel is here to help you with enlightenment. Okay? Very powerful angel. Someone you want to be connected to. All right? Also, spreading his wings around all of you, giving you all the love that you can handle through his potent light. Okay? When your lights mingle together, it is going to be so wonderful, the feeling, the emotion. You might feel Archangel Metatron when he comes into your space. All right, when he does, you will just, a feeling of peace will overcome you, and you'll notice all of a sudden a very quick mood change, just like that. And that's how you're going to know that, this Archangel Metatron is, connecting with you. All right, then we have the Eight of Wands here. Now, the Eight of Wands is all about communication. It's also about things coming in super, super quick. Okay, the things that you've been wanting that have seemed impossible, like they would just never arrive, to the point where many of you have just kind of lost your dreams and your wishes from the past. You just gave up. You just felt like, nothing was going on, nothing was happening, and, it was just all a mirage, like fantasy, and it was just never going to happen for you. Well, this is going to be like a 180 with that. You are going to see miraculous things happening, and it's going to feel like just, you know, after all of the stress and strain and strife and all of the years, the 40-hour weeks, this is going to just, it's not going to happen overnight. It is going to take, time, but you're going to see pieces unraveling, pieces opening up, things opening up that are going to allow you to manifest in much more easily these things from the past that seemed impossible to you. Okay, so things coming into play, things being worked on, um, making things, making those doors and windows so much easier. They're not, you don't even have to open them, they're already wide open for you. Okay, so you can expect this year to become again very easy and happier and smoother, and even relationships. Okay, we do have the hostilities card here, but this reference is about people that are no longer serving your good. Okay, so these are people, could be family, could be friends, that now at one time you might have felt like you were very connected, you were very close, and you had a lot in common. But now your mindset has gone through many changes, your third eye has opened, your chakras are open, and we are going into this 5D feel of operating from love. And I realize I'm talking differently today. I really wanted to do something different for you guys. I want you to tell me if you like this sort of reading. I'll be able to gauge it by asking you to give me a thumbs up in the comments if you like this reading. If you would like it once in a while, I could do this type of reading. It's different than what I usually do. I'm going slower and I'm explaining each card and what I see in it for you. Okay, so let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and while you're at it, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right, so again, once again, these same very people that you were very connected to and very close with, even, right? Suddenly you feel distant and like you can't really, you're not on the same wavelength anymore. You're not thinking the same way. You're not on the same path. You're on a totally different path than they are. So, and when you're not going to do it in a harsh way, of course, but we have to separate from this scenario, these persons I'm speaking about, because they will continuously pull us back into the third dimension and the third dimensional emotions. And we just have to separate ourselves from that if we want to feel separate from that. If we want to feel something totally different, we have to leave that paradigm, right? So unfortunately, the people that are stuck in the third dimension, they feel that that's where they're most comfortable because it is comfortable. They've been doing the same things forever and they really aren't wanting to change. So we will be moving away from people, and you might find that they will become hostile. They will look at you like, what do you think? You're better than I? Do you think that you, somehow, yeah, you don't want anything to do? They'll feel sad. They'll feel a lot of different emotions, and most of it will have to do with them and how they feel about themselves inwardly. If they have little self-confidence, they're going to, that will just, when you separate from them, they will go there immediately to all their insecurities and somehow try to, bounce it onto you. So you may find that you will see some people being hostile toward you, okay? And, that's something that we're going to have to expect, okay? And you may have people in your life right now, guys, that are hostile to begin with, okay? So we're going to continue with this reading. I'm just going to do another layout or two. Oops, wrong side. Okay, 2026. Next to the messaging that is coming in, messages, information, positivity, moving in fast in 2026. Things are going to quicken, I heard. Things are going to quicken. So if the time quickens anymore, we're going to be taking off like a rocket ship and we'll be on another planet soon. I can't deal with the time. The time. If I didn't have to work, I would probably not care. I wouldn't even look at the clock anymore. I would just enjoy myself and paint and do what I like. All right, but again, they're saying that things are going to start moving. There's going to be like a quickening. All right, and there's also this quickening is connected to wealth now. Okay, so where we have been waiting and hoping and praying for some kind of help to come in, some kind of check, some kind of boost, anything, right? Especially those of us on Social Security, we're just, doing a lot of suffering. The cards are saying that the financial aspect of things are going to start moving and quickening for us. Okay, so we are going to start seeing some kind of financial help. I feel like we're going to be expecting that this summer, possibly in July. We're going to get a lot of announcements and positive things coming in about wealth and prosperity. This card is also an example of wealth and prosperity. Also, a lot of different things in this card. And like I said, 2026, Aquarius, you guys are going to be getting into everything. Every opportunity that crosses your path is going to be worth checking into. That's how you're going to feel. And this is your mind. You're getting clarity of mind now, to where before your mind was bogged down with so many things, problems and issues and people. The people that weren't serving you, that you've moved away from, please tell me in the comments how much lighter you feel, how much happier you feel, okay? Because that is just a given. But in this card, I'm seeing all the opportunities that you guys are going to be involved with. I am seeing like material wealth, excuse me, but I'm also seeing you buying properties. Some of you are going to be purchasing properties, okay? Also, a lot of you are going to be sharing your wealth with your families and your communities, okay? And here with this Nine of Wands, this is about things that, little bumps in the road that used to make you feel terribly defensive, okay? Or it's going to start to feel different now. You're not going to get stuck and triggered so easily. You're going to be able to stand back and look at the situation and in a calmer way, and factor in that you're going to be asking yourself, how do I want to respond to this situation, this event, this person, this, whatever, okay? And then you're going to choose that response and calmly act on it or give it, however it is. This is going to keep you calmer. It's going to keep more of your beautiful energy intact for more important things, okay? And, nothing is going to be perfect. So we have to learn how to deal with problems in a different way so that we can continue feeling beautiful and feeling like we're not wasting our energy. And then we have the Two of Wands, okay? I feel that this card is representing for you in 2026, Aquarius. Like, a lot of you are going to be affecting different countries, different peoples in the world with projects, with things that you will be your innovators and you're creative. And I feel like you're going to be coming up with things like just, a whole slew of you, I feel, are inventors. Some of you are already inventing things, okay? And if this is you, if you're inventing something, please comment below the video. I'm very interested, okay? So this is what's coming. Also, on a positive note, which really doesn't connect to much of this, I read something real interesting that, it lifted me up yesterday, and I'm all about lifting you guys up. Okay, so those of you who are aware of, how bad our food is, the things that are in our food, and that something is being done about it finally, hooray. But I read that they're already doing things that are awesome. They already have things that don't, corrupt the soil, that they put their natural things, they can put them on the plants in the soil, and they get rid of any dangerous pesticides that are in our food, like those cancer-causing pesticides that are all over our food source. Okay, these they're not, I don't even want to call them chemicals. They're not, and I think AI has a lot to do with these things being, conjured up right now, being, put out there. The ideas and, these things that they're coming out with are absolutely stupendous, but they have things that help our crops grow quicker, that are totally natural and clean up the soil. Okay, and so we're going to have these clean crops where we don't have to worry. And they're doing all these wonderful things about, taking out, stuff we don't need in our food that was very toxic and dangerous. So we're on this beautiful path already, guys. Can you see it? Can you open that third eye up and see what's coming? This is just a small thing that I'm talking about, but it's meaningful, because this is why we're sick, guys. We want to have clean food. That's what nurtures our bodies and gives us our health. Okay, and then we have the Five of Cups. This is about having no regrets in 2026, my loves. Okay, so having no more regrets, just moving through life, feeling lighter, airier, and more positive in life. Okay, also, you will automatically be staying in a state of gratefulness. I won't have to remind you anymore. All right, guys, you're going to just feel this, and it's going to feel amazing. All right, you're just going to want to be grateful because you're going to be grateful, if you can get the message there. All right, so you're no longer going to be looking at the negative stuff. You're going to feel better about how your life is going, how others treat you. You're going to want to treat others better because of how others are treating you. And it's just going to be like a big snowballing type of event. A big love fest is coming in 2026, guys. Okay, the wars are ending. We will have world peace. Okay, you are not going to feel on your own anymore, disconnected. You are not going to feel alone in this world, like there's no help out there. Okay, in the past, I wanted you to feel your individual selves. I wanted you to feel capable of taking care of yourself, because let's face it, we weren't really getting help, right? Not that much, if any. But this new year of 2026 is going to look completely and totally different for us, for you, Aquarius, and you are a part of this. Okay, now you are going to feel that there is help, because there will be a lot of opportunities now. They're already in place. All right, they're already maybe in places, and so you haven't heard of it because they're not talking about it. All right, then also something wonderful happened. Somebody took over one of the liar channels on TV. So you're going to start seeing facts finally. So those of you who I couldn't ever blame for not knowing what is going on in the world, because the channels are withholding this information back from us so that we don't have any clue what is going on. All right, now you're going to start getting the truth, and that is going to be refreshing. So it's not going to be great, it's not going to be all positive in the sense that you're going to get all good news and find out that everything is really wonderful. No, that's not what's going to happen. You're going to start getting the truth, and the truth might be a little shocking at first, but just perceive it the way I've always told you guys, okay? Perceive it in a manner that you're watching the old being dissolved and the new rising. That is like our sun. The new rising is our sun, the new beautiful world with that beautiful bright light from the sun shining down upon us with a beautiful new energy and a new way of living, a new way of life. And speaking of life, life is going to start springing up around us. We will hopefully no longer be seeing, trees being yanked out by their roots, giant trees. That is not normal, guys. That has not been normal. I saw it because I'm an empath. I saw it right away as not being normal. And everything is going to change super fast, as the cards had enlightened us regarding that today. We're going to see things changing expeditiously and moving toward light. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm real curious to know if you did like this type of reading, and just give me again a thumbs up real quick to let me know if you liked it or you like the original way better. Take care.